During Kamala Harris and Tim Walz's first appearance together on Tuesday evening, Donald Trump decided to get on Truth Social and put out a post that has now even made conservatives question his sanity. So in case you're not familiar with the post, here is what Donald Trump put on Truth Social. What are the chances that crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the U.S., whose presidency was unconstitutionally stolen from him by Kamala Barack Hussein Obama, crazy Nancy Pelosi, shifty Adam Schiff, crying Chuck Schumer, and others on the lunatic left, crashes the Democratic National Convention and tries to take back the nomination, beginning with challenging me to another debate? He feels that he made a historically tragic mistake by handing over the U.S. presidency, a coup, to the people in the world he most hates, and he wants it back now. That's insane. Every single word I just read to you, which is a word that Donald Trump typed out in succession, every word of it is effing insane. I want to make that crystal clear. A sane person would not have posted this. A sane person wouldn't even have those thoughts. There is something deeply, seriously, dangerously wrong with Donald Trump. And for the record, I'm not the only one who thinks that. Apparently everybody else on social media agrees, including, as I mentioned, conservatives. Conservative Charlie Sykes wrote this after Trump posted this. Can we just say it? The guy is fucking nuts. And then, after posting that on Tuesday evening, Charlie Sykes went on Morning Joe on MSNBC on Wednesday morning and said this, going even further. I'm so glad you brought up this post by Donald Trump, this gibbering nonsense. Can we just say it? This man is not well. So while we are talking about, the policies of the Democratic ticket, take a deep breath and recognize that the former president of the United States is having this cognitive mental breakdown in real time in plain view. I mean, what is that paranoia? What he has going on? This new nickname, which is not a typo, Kamala? What the hell is that? What does he think he's doing? This is a guy who, once was kind of the master, right? I mean, I never bought it, but would come up with nicknames. He doesn't have that touch anymore, right? It feels like the old guy is just, reaching back and throwing spaghetti and ketchup against the wall. But I'm guessing that most people are looking at that tweet and going, are they going to help this guy? Is there something going on with him? Because this certainly does not sound like somebody who is doing well or is feeling confident. So whatever concerns you might have about the Democratic ticket, it is important to sort of take a deep breath and say, meanwhile, over there, the former president of the United States is losing his freaking mind. I don't even need to add anything to that, but I'm gonna, because there were a lot of folks who also chimed in, not necessarily conservatives, but former MSNBC host Mehdi Hasan said this. We make so much fun of Trump and his insane posts that we all just gloss over his open bigotry. He manages to be both Islamophobic, Hussein, and anti-Semitic, shifty at the same time, and we all just ignore it. There are no penalties for Trump from the so-called liberal media. NBC News senior Capitol Hill correspondent Garrett Hawks said, quote, I'm genuinely baffled by this truth post from Trump just now, which feels like the kind of thing that would have drawn a lot of attention were he still on Twitter, but now is largely shrugged off as random conspiracy if it's seen off that platform at all. George Conway, of course, said this, a question for Susie Wiles, Chris LaCivita, Eric Trump, and Donald Trump Jr., and all the others. Are you guys going to get this guy the help he so obviously needs, or are you all just there to cash his checks? Now, again, I have not always agreed with George Conway. Not a huge fan, to be honest with you, but he's good at what he does. And that is the truth, right? That is the question we should be asking. Donald Trump is clearly having a nervous breakdown. His campaign is going down in flames. Everything is going badly for him. A new Marist poll came out yesterday that showed him losing to Kamala Harris by even bigger margins. She is now, in this new poll, actually about to overtake him on trust in handling the issues. That was the one area where Trump still had an edge. And as all this bad news keeps piling up, as Harris keeps piling up all these wins, Trump is losing his damn mind. He is going insane. And it's very obvious. Any mental health expert out there would look at this and say, this isn't a tantrum, this is a symptom. This man needs help, and he needs help immediately. So I do love that Conway is out there calling out Trump's own kids and his campaign managers, saying, like, y'all gonna do something? This guy is having a nervous breakdown. He needs help. He genuinely needs help. And you're not doing anything. Daily Beast columnist Wajahat Ali said, again, every single pundit and reporter who said Trump was a changed man after he survived an assassination, please resign. Just leave this profession. Many of you are wealthy or have access to wealth. Go do something else. You're not made for this moment. Which, of course, is a reference to the near-death experience that Donald Trump unfortunately suffered. And a lot of people did say, like, oh, he's going to come different, right? He's going to be talking about unity. He's a changed man. No, he's not. If anything, he's worse than before. In fact, on that note, he actually admitted in a recent rally that maybe I've gotten worse. And he clearly has, but not just worse with his insults and his attacks, and as Mehdi Hassan pointed out, his bigotry, which does get overlooked. But his mental health has gotten so much worse. We have not seen Donald Trump have these types of nervous breakdowns publicly, well, technically since May. So it's only been 3 months. He does this frequently, but he did it in May during the end of his criminal trial, and of course after he got the 34 felony convictions, and he had these mental breakdowns. So it's very obvious that these intense levels of stress through these periods in Trump's life are causing him to mentally lose his grasp, whether it's his grasp on reality, his grasp on his own mental health, his grasp on his own sanity. It's happened before in periods of intense stress, so there is a pattern that we can look at, and that's why I say these are symptoms, not tantrums. And that is how we need to look at them. That is how we need to frame them. That is how mental health professionals look at these things. It's not him having a meltdown on Twitter or Truth Social or whatever. It's him showing us symptoms that there is something deeply wrong with him, that he is a very disturbed individual. That is how the media needs to talk about it from this point forward. Because guess what? It's not going to get better. If anything, it's going to continue to get worse. Let's not forget, this man still has a criminal sentencing coming up on September 18th. Now, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But as of right now, it's on the court docket. So that is coming up for him. He's terrified about debating Kamala Harris. He's terrified of Tim Walz as her running mate. He is scared of everything. He is losing in all the polls now. His own conservatives are turning against him. Every time he gets on Truth Social, his own supporters are attacking him. Everything is going wrong for him. And in periods of intense stress like this, Donald Trump loses his mind and is clearly, whether he wants to admit it or not, whether he intends to or not, but putting out these posts is definitely a cry for help. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.